Huh. You know, I don't think I've gotten a card request lately. I am well aware that I've turned down a lot of them for my own reasons, but that doesn't mean I've stopped taking requests altogether, guys. It's just a matter of picking the right card. Something that makes me go, this is relevant to my interests. Which isn't as hard to do as it might seem, by the way. Anyhow, on to the review. Today I've chosen to review Pot of Avarice. This was an early GX era card that the more inexperienced players at the time were going gaga over, myself included, going so far as to say, ZOMG guys, it's better than Pot of Greed, lol 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 lol. I remember it being limited at some point in time, but it's been at 3 for ages now for the obvious reason that it's simply not overpowered, and nearly impossible to use in 3s anyway. So the third copy doesn't matter. It takes a lot of setting up to get the 5 monsters in your grave, and even though you do net a +1 in terms of cards in hand, your deck gets fattened up, which is generally not a good thing. However, over time, we have learned effective ways to use and abuse Pot of Avarice, and I think it's mostly thanks to the OCG players that seem to have a fetish for it. I don't know. So yeah. With the synchro mechanic in full swing, it's really never been easier to load your graveyard at ludicrous speed. Decks like Plants, Junk and Debris, and Synchro Cat make the process a joke. And what's more, Pot of Avarice allows you to recycle your Tuners, Gravekeeper's Spies, and even limited Synchro monsters to give you yet another shot at unleashing hell every time you use it. Not only does recycling Tuners and Synchro fodder turn the natural disadvantage of making your deck bulkier into an advantage, you don't bulk up your deck at all if you recycle Synchros, since those don't go to the main deck. But for how crazy good Pot of Avarice is in the right deck, it has its drawbacks. It targets the 5 monsters in the graveyard, so it's completely turned off by Necro Valley and the like. If it can't return all 5 monsters at resolution, its effect disappears, so DD Crow and the Transmigration Prophecy will stop it as well. In addition to this, it's a dead draw quite often in the early game, so running 3 copies is nigh on impossible for the sake of consistency. And, like I said, not every deck can use this card either, so I imagine it'll continue to stick around for ages to come and be a valuable asset to the decks that can use it. The artwork for this card is amusing. It's been nicknamed the Hitler Pot for as long as I can remember. A nice amount of detail has gone into it too. A nice array of colors. Wonderful design. But again, no background. What on earth is with cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Having no background? I don't get it. Someone please explain this to me. That aside, I think I need to update my Infernity guide. And on top of that, I just registered an account on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia, so I think I'll go edit that Infernity page as well. Later, guys.